actually matters now I think about it. So
Yeah, there. I actually at one point I had a full spreadsheet about this information, but it looks like oh wow they're getting right into it. Aegis versus Pac-Man, Relwrd versus Cow. I was mistaken.
Shh.
I
We
have
won't
to
tell
hold
a
that. I have
soul.
to hold that.
We won't tell a soul. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Listen, it's just like Steve with extra steps. You know what I'm saying? It's not mining. You're just cooking up. You cooking up different
Yeah,
food.
and he's
all
got
right?
the down. Instead of down here, he's got down B, and then he
Yeah.
just camps behind it. So it's a
Never,
throw.
never mind the fact I just have to hold the embarrassment of getting both of those wrong.
And he's got the tether grab. That's like really funky. Yeah.
All right, but let's get right into it. Relwrd, I talked to Relwrd a little bit. Oh my gosh, you're so far away from the setup. You see that? Like, it's like different people, like different dimensions, man.
Dude.
But I talked to Relwrd a little bit about like kind of like the plan that they had together with Major as like playing with Ganon and the way that Mythra was utilized and just like kind of like run around, get as many little hits as possible. I'm really curious to see if that running gun playstyle is going to work with Relwrd and see if it's just going to be trying to find every little small hit and just tack on and on to eventually rewarding himself with a stock. Because you're seeing right here, this is relatively high percent, only switching to the Pyra post 100% now, you think.
I mean, the other thing too is it's like, oh shoot, early on lead because of the Mythra, just controlling the stage and largely controlling neutral for a very long time. But again, sometimes we just die. It's Pac-Man forward smash. For some reason, it kills really well, but just die. Ghost. Oh.
There we go again, now testing the side. I'm curious when, with Pac-Man players and their way that they use platforms, where they like to use their hydrants, because putting it in that little spot right there, right off the ledge slip, is always a very peculiar spot because it's very intentional. Pow has done it twice now in a row. It's kind of like sectioned off that part of the stage, and so that Relwrd would kind of have to exist in it and have to fight against what is essentially a wall with that hydrant for him to be able to try and approach Pow. And you see that Pow has been cooking up a lot of fruit in particular. So I think it is just kind of like that stew on the win condition game like you're seeing right there. Backer's not going to be enough, but a patient orange absolutely will be the way to take it.
I mean, I think one of the craziest things about Pac-Man is it's like, I think, at least for me personally, I like watching people like relatively call campy characters just because I feel like I can see them when they're thinking.
Yeah.
Like I can see like they're thinking 4 moves ahead, like with Snake or with Steve, where it's like, I have a wall. How is my opponent going to interact with this? I'm going to react and call out certain things and condition them to interact with certain things in a weird way. And Pac-Man's one of those characters that really does it. Like one of the things I've been noticing here is like with like the hydrant setup you're talking about, where it's like partitioning off the wall and like charge fruits. But on top of that, like you also set up positions where you have to like, are they going to interact with hydrant? Are they going to try to use it to like send back at you? Well, if so, then you kind of end up with like a rock, paper, scissors of like, do I attack Hydrant first and then you attack Hydrant second? Or do I attack Hydrant with a very strong move and send it directly towards you? Or do I just shield and then just try to hit you instead? Like, how are you interacting with these, essentially this? It just becomes dollar matchup check, but something that throws everything in Pac-Man's favor. Because no one's going to be more experienced than a Pac-Man in dealing with Hydrant.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
You even saw that earlier, Pow cooking up a cooking up a projectile, having the hydrant go towards them, but knowing because it has to hit the fruit first, just getting the shield afterwards. That is that awareness that you're talking about, and even more clarity on how to deal with hydrant once used against themselves.
Yeah, and that's one of the weird things too, is when you hit charging fruit, as long as the hydrant hits fruit before it hits you, you can always react and shield. Because it will hit lag very consistently, and it will hit lag through actually multiple fruit charges too. Which is quite odd, but yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's the way to seal the deal. Holding on to that stock for deal life. Pow get Pow. Wow. Relwrd and Pow entered my brain at the same time, and they wanted to go out at the same time.
It happens.
Pow taking game 1, holding onto that stock for dear life, while Relwrd was, let's face it, struggling a little bit to try and find a way to kill that Pac-Man stock. It was just iron grip, just making sure that thing does not move.
I mean, it's really hard, especially when you're like facing like a very, very good person who's very good at like having a very patient play style. It feels like you're hitting like an immovable object in a lot of ways.
Oh, no question.
And it's like, how do you deal with it? Do you try to jump over it? Oh, they called me out. I tried to go through it. Also got called out. It's just trying to make mental gymnastics to figure out a way to deal with this and not get tilted too, because it feels like everything fails. But I wonder what the counter pick is going to be, because going back to small battlefield's interesting. Given
Yeah,
we're here.
Yeah. I mean, is there really a stage that you feel like one or the other character is really going to not approve?
I mean, not really, I don't think, but maybe, like, I guess you go with
What?
what you're comfortable with. Yoshi.
That's a very tame response to the drastic difference between these two characters.
I guess you just want to throw out your little foot there every now and then, or like swing your little tail. I don't know why this is the choice here. I mean, I didn't really see like much cheese for like recovery from like Aegis, which is the only reason I would really consider switching off of Aegis for most any reason, just because the recovery sucks, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe Relwrd's just much more comfortable with Yoshi.
I think so, especially in a best-of-3 format. When your tournament stocks are on the line, you kind of have to make that executive decision.
Not just tournament stocks, like this game. This game, if this game is lost, then you're out of the
It's
bracket.
good, yeah,
you're gone. You're gone. You're done. No more bracket for today.
Best-of-5 format does kind of give the players more opportunity for both of them, respectively.
Yeah.
To like really gauge what is working for them and what is not. But in a best-of-3 format, it's sink or swim. You lose that first game, and it's not a confident, like, close loss. You don't have the time or the wherewithal to just make a bad choice, basically.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to do this. But like seeing like Relwrd just throwing out these options, like maintaining like advantage in a lot of plays, but unfortunately still an entire stock down, which is oh shoot.
Oh, actually
whoa.
opting for the re-grab. I don't think he's done with his bell.
I mean that's bold. I think you could have up smash there. Doesn't matter forward smash.
It
Down by
does.
2 whole stocks.
One of the two. Yeah, Relwrd's kind of evaluating, like, was this the right call? Let's find out. Oh, wow. Interesting to be patient there, because I don't know how much Relwrd is going to be rewarded for kind of letting that moment slip by him for the back air. Oh my gosh, holding that, but the shield break with the taunt, holding the F smash. Yeah, no matter where on the stage, that is the mental reprieve you need. And in a position like this, you're 55% down on your last stock. You need time, you need something to just kind of give you that mental boost, that confidence to make the right call. Let's see if you found that momentum. But right now, Pao looking very confident after getting caught, though, by Relwrd with 1%.
Wow. Okay, that down air tech chase. Nice tech for Pao right up there, avoiding that situation right there. Oh, the key was a bold option right there.
Yeah, it almost looked caught for a second. Oh, an up smash is not going to be enough. It's still relatively close, but remember, this Dino, a little heavy.
Heavy, yeah. I keep forgetting how heavy he actually is until it's like sometimes you see something that obviously killed like Pyra Mythra earlier, and then you're like, wait a second, this character is actually about as heavy as like a
Oh no! Relwrd got caught by that bell. That bell was doing wonders, and Pao was going to run away with it 2-0 against Relwrd. The Aegis, the Yoshi, as much as we wanted to prevail, it did end up with that gosh dang Pac-Man. That character is so nasty. I love Pac-Man gameplay because it is just such a like war of attrition, such gradual, just trying to get in claw as much ground as possible.
You have to think about every single situation because every time it's like coming out against the Samus, right? They both want to charge, but every single time you come in, you have to fight them. They both have great
It's a